Today I'm going to compare two themes. Both of them are free and really powerful themes. The themes I'm going to compare is the Kadence theme and the Blocksy theme. I have set up two sites. In both sites I have Learndash, WooCommerce and Bbpress installed, and we're going to take a look how will they act with both themes. Now the starting point is that I have installed the theme and nothing else. But before we jump in, if you want to support this channel, then please subscribe and take a look at the other videos. For example, I have made a full tutorial how to use a Blocksy theme. I'm gonna put the link to this tutorial in the description of this video. So the first view you'll see after activating the Blocksy theme is that it's suggesting you to download the Blocksy companion. Okay, let's do that. Download now, save, and install it as a plugin. Upload, install. Meanwhile, the Kadence team asks us to install the starter templates. Okay, let's do that also. Now let's activate the Blocksy companion. It asks us whether we want to share the information with them. Well, I don't like to opt in anywhere, therefore I'm going to skip. And this is the starting point for the Blocksy right now. Meanwhile, starter templates for the Kadence are ready. So what can we do here? We can click on the preview and see what kind of colors do we like with this theme. And also, if we like this color, for example here, with a click of a button, we can import all the color palettes and the information. Pay attention though, it shows the required plugins. For example, for this site, it tells you that Kadence blocks will be installed. Since I'm using the Learndash here, I'm going to use the Learndash course template. At the moment, Kadence has 6 templates, one for shopping, one for blog, and so on. Let's see how many starter templates Blocksy has at the moment. Since we installed the Blocksy companion plugin, it is up here and the starter sites appear here. At the moment they have also 6 templates. If we hover on the thumbnail, it shows you what are the page builder it is available for. Since I'm not going to use Breezy or Elementor, I'm just gonna stick with Gutenberg. The shop will not be suitable. Okay, maybe the app, charity, business, travel and Blocksy news. There is no Learndash template at the moment. Okay, let's preview this one here. It opens up in the new window and I can take a look how does it look like. It seems okay to me, therefore I'm going to import. It says that it suggests me to install child theme. Usually I don't like the child themes, but okay. Let's go with it. I'm gonna choose my page builder as a Gutenberg. It tells me that it will install 2 additional plugins, Cubely and WP Forms. Okay. I'm gonna import the options, widgets and content. Well, but I don't want the clean install, therefore I'm not gonna select this one here. While it's installing, let's import this one from the Kadence. I like this one here. And import. Also it notes that import is designed for new empty sites with no content. While it is importing, let's see what happens here. It's importing widgets and contents. And Kadence has already finished. Okay, let's see what happened. Well, there it is. With a couple of clicks, I imported a site with the content, and now I can start editing it. Let's see what Blocksy does. Still importing, so I'm gonna pause it right now and we'll get back if it's imported. And we're back. So it took a bit longer for Blocksy to import the content. Now let's see what happened with the result. Okay, Looks also good with a couple of clicks. Now let's start with a customizer. Customize here and customize Kadence. I'm gonna start on top and move to bottom with every option here. This one here is Blocksy, as you see, and this one here is Kadence. So the first option is general. Under it, Kadence has layout, sidebar, colors, buttons, and so on. Blocksy has layout, breadcrumbs, buttons, and a couple of other options here. Under the layout, we can set the maximum width, area spacing. Let's see what is under Kadence layout. Yeah, the same things, but we also can add the single post box shadow, radius, and some archive box related options. Let's see what sidebar has. Sidebar width. We don't have a sidebar option here. It's going to be somewhere else. We're going to take a look at it later if we will find it with a Blocksy. Yeah, it is here. So sidebar layout, sidebar width. So as you see, Blocksy has a couple of more options for sidebar. It has 4 types and it has a sticky sidebar option. Kadence has also sticky sidebar option, but it does not have 4 different styles for the sidebar. Okay, back to general. Breadcrumbs. Blocksy has option to choose icons and whether the home item is shown as text or icon. Also homepage text is here. Kadence breadcrumbs. You can choose a breadcrumb engine, whether it is your SEO plugin or default, and you can use it icon for home button. Next one, colors. What does the Kadence team has is you can choose between color palettes, and also those colors you have here are linked to the Kadence Blocks plugin. For example, if I'm gonna change this color here, it will change it also on the Kadence Blocks plugin it uses on this site, which makes the changing colors and stuff much easier on this site. Okay, so we have colors, site background, content background, title above, background, and some link styles, underline or no underline, and so on. Let's see where we find the colors in Blocksy team. Those are here. Also 3 palettes, but they are not linked with plugins. Base font color, link color, and so on, and site background. Next one, buttons. You can change the button colors. Those are here, basically the same. In order to keep this video short, I'm not gonna go through with every option, just see what do they have or what don't they have. So let's move to the header builder. They look basically the same and do also the same thing. As you see, 3 rows with Kadence and 3 rows for the Blocksy. What kind of elements do they have? They have button and cart. Let's see whether Kadence has it. Kadence has button and cart. Also Kadence has social and HTML. Let's see whether the Blocksy has it, HTML and social. Now 2 menus and search for the Blocksy, primary navigation, secondary navigation, and search for the Kadence. So far, similar stuff. Blocksy has an account item for free version. Let's see what does it have. It has an icon and a label for login state, and for logged out users also icon and the label. It appears here and it will take you to the profile page or dashboard page or custom page or logout. Kadence free version does not have this option. One other thing this account element does is it acts like a modal login for logged out users. It appears up here, and if you click on it, it opens up modal login. Kadence team does not have it. There is one element that does something different that Blocksy does, and this element is a button element. If you click on it, you can set the conditions whether this button is visible to everyone, to logged out users or to logged in users. If you open the Blocksy button, this one does not have these options. Both have transparent and sticky header for the free version. It's under the headers, and if you click on the global header, you can choose the sticky functionality here and transparent functionality here. For the transparent header, you can display also condition for the Blocksy header. For example, add edit conditions, and you can include or exclude rules where the transparent header is going to be shown. Otherwise, they have the same options here, even for the mobile menu. You'll see this one for Blocksy and this one for Kadence. Now let's move to the footer section. As with the header, the Kadence and Blocksy have the similar footer builder. It looks like the header builder with 3 rows and widgets. As you see, the same goes with the Kadence. We have 6 widgets for Kadence. We have footer, navigation, copyright and social. And for the Blocksy, we have 4 widget areas: socials, footer, menu and the copyright. So the difference is that Kadence has 2 widget areas more. Sidebar and colors we already covered. Let's take a look at the typography. Kadence has typography under the general. We can set the base font, heading font, and we can customize the title above content. And with the Blocksy, the same options here. You can customize the buttons and block quote. To be reminded though that you can change the typography options globally, but also you can change the typography option for every element on your site. For example, if you open up the menu item here and choose the design, there is a font family for the menu, and same goes with the Kadence. You open up the menu here, design, and there's a font option. Okay, next one. Performance. You can choose how to output the CSS, whether it's in file or inline. You can disable the emojis and lazy load images with the Blocksy theme. For the Kadence theme, under the general options there are performance. You can enable the scroll to ID. It's useful if you're using the one-page layout. You can enable the lightbox. Load Google Fonts locally, which speeds your site up. It's a really good option. Unfortunately, Blocksy does not have that one. And also you can enable the CSS preload, which also speeds up your site a bit. Next, post types. Let's take a look at the blog posts. Blog here. With the Blocksy, you can choose between 5 styles for your blog. For example, simple, classic, grid, enhanced grid, that is 2 are up and 3 posts are on the second row, or the Gutenberg layout, this one here. With Kadence, you can choose between 2 layouts. One is boxed, the one you see right now, and the unboxed version. You can choose whether the content is narrow, full width, or with left or right sidebar. So this is the layout for both of them. Now let's customize those posts here. Kadence theme allows you to enable or disable the post item elements. For example, if I don't want this category be appearing up here, then I'm just gonna disable it. Unfortunately, I cannot rearrange the positions of those elements. For the featured image, there are lots of size related options, and what is good is also you can set what is the size of the image shown up there. Now let's take a look at the Blocksy. I'm gonna enable the grid here. Cards option. You can rearrange the positions and you can disable the elements. So basically the same as a Kadence, but it has an extra option to rearrange the positions. You can set the post numbers up here, and with Kadence you can set the columns here, and the number of posts are taken from the website settings. Now let's take a look at the single post. I'm gonna open up one and switch to the single post options here. Now with the single post options, we can rearrange the placement as you see I'm doing right now. And also we can toggle the visibility here. Here are the same layout options. We can show it whether it is boxed or unboxed. For the featured image, we can show it either behind or above the post or below the post, which is here. I like the behind at the moment most, and it should be stretched full like this. Now let's open up the single post for the Blocksy. It is here. Once again, the same options as narrow width, normal width, left sidebar and right sidebar. Content area, whether it is boxed or wide. Let's show it up without the sidebar. You can enable or disable the vertical spacing for the posts. And here are the post elements. But you could change the element positions with the archives, but you cannot do that with a single post. Kadence themes as opposite way. You cannot change the position for the archive pages, but you can do that for the single posts. Here are some options, for example, featured image options. You can enable it and change the ratio here. A bit less options than the Kadence has, but it has a share box option down here. Also the related posts and comments, the same is with a Kadence theme. Let's take a look at the WooCommerce options. Here are the options for the Blocksy theme. Let's open up the shop and see what happens. So general options, the sale badge is here, whether we want to show it as a square or as a circle, and there is a neat option to show the value on the sale badge. This one here. And the store notice, whether it is on top of the page or on the bottom of the page. Now let's see what happens with the Kadence theme, WooCommerce. We don't have general options. Store notice is here, whether it is above, bottom or hang over top. Enable it. Well, it's this one over the header. If we switch to above, then it's like this, and the other one is bottom. I'm gonna disable it and see what happens with the product catalog, that means archive pages. Now let's take a look what options the Kadence theme has for the WooCommerce. So this is an archive page. We have an option to activate the breadcrumbs for the title, this one here. But what we are interested is the content style here. Like with a blog post, we have boxed or unboxed option. Boxed one is here. As you see, the add to cart appears if we hover on the product. The unboxed option is this one here. I like the boxed option more. Now the button action style, it appears with a hover, but we can make it always visible like this. And button style, text with arrow or button. I like the text with arrow and bottom slide up, therefore I'm gonna leave it as it is. Now the default WooCommerce options, products per row and sorting and so on. And you can set how many columns will be showed on a mobile device, whether it is 1 or 2 columns. You have also sorting and an option to show the product as a list here. Here are design options. I'm not gonna comment on those because those are default basically everywhere. Now product archives for the Blocksy theme. 2 layouts, type 1, this one here. As you see, this is a button here, and the type 2. It is a little bit different than the Kadence has as a layout. Here are the columns and rows you can set up. You can set up those for different devices. You can enable or disable the sorting options or shop result count, and whether you want to show the sidebar or not. but you don't have the list view option as Kadence has. So those are the main differences between the archive page. Now let's take a look at the single product page. You can open up the Blocksy, and this is a single page here. And single product options are here. You can choose a styling, whether it is narrow, normal, with sidebar or left sidebar, and content area. What is cool with the Blocksy theme is that you can choose whether the product color images are shown below the main image or next to the main image. If there is a gallery, those images would be here. And also you can change the gallery width here. Here are the image ratio options, and you can enable the lightbox or zoom if you want. You can enable or disable the sale badge, star rating, product meta, and here are the related and upsell product options. You can enable the Ajax add to cart and sticky summary. For this product here, it is not clearly visible since it does not have too much text on the short description, but if the text is longer and if you scroll, then this area here will be sticky. Now let's take a look at the single product options for the Kadence theme. I'm going to open one up. Single product layout. You can choose whether you have a breadcrumbs up here, extra title area, or nothing. I'm going to leave it as a breadcrumbs. Product layout, the similar product layout is similar as Blocksy. That means normal, narrow, full width, and sidebar. Content style, whether it is unboxed like this or boxed like this. I'm going to leave it as unboxed. You can enable or disable the vertical padding. And now here are the product elements you can customize. You can toggle the visibility for the category. For example, here it appears above the title. You cannot rearrange those though. For the price, you can show the shipping statement. For example, £15 and free shipping. You can enter here whatever you want to enter there. For the excerpt, there are no options currently. Add to cart, you can choose a button size, whether it is normal, medium large, or large. Here is a cool option. You can activate the extras, which appear here, and you can add your own custom extras here. For example, satisfaction guaranteed, no hassle refund, and so on. Just change this text here. You can add up to 5 extras. You can choose the icons, for example, this one here or this one. And this is the feature that Blocksy theme currently does not have yet. Another one Blocksy does not have is a payments option here. If you activate it, guaranteed safe checkout, you can open this up, change the text, and activate or deactivate those payment options here. You cannot add the custom options yet. You can enable or disable the product meta or the sharing options. One other option you have is to use custom quantity plus and minus option. If you activate it, then it will appear here. If you don't want it, deactivate it. You don't have the Ajax product adding options though. Blocksy has it in a free version, but Kadence has it only in the pro version. Now let's take a look at the checkout page options. It's a basic one. There is nothing special here. Default options. For the Blocksy, if you open up WooCommerce and checkout page, basically the same. The only option you have more is whether to display the coupon or not. But there is an option Blocksy has that Kadence does not have. Take a look. If you go to General and Form Elements, you can change the look of this form here. Choose a modern one. As you see, it's changed it. with one click. Now let's take a look at the other options. Blocksy does not have any more left, but Kadence has a My Account layout options. Let's take a look at the My Account. This is a default My Account page. You can set the navigation layout either to right or above or left. And also you have an option to activate or deactivate the avatar here. Currently it is activated. So this was the WooCommerce. Now let's take a look at the custom post types, and let's start with the Bbpress. I'm gonna open up the forum site here, and that's how does it look like out of the box. Now let's take a look how does the Blocksy forum looks like out of the box. It looks like a regular Bbpress forum, nothing has done. As you see, the Kadence already changed the look of the forum to match it with a theme. So the forum layout, whether to show the title or not, title elements, forum layout, this one is normal, narrow, wide, and left side, right sidebar, as we had before. Vertical padding, whether to enable or disable it. These are the basic options for the Kadence. Let's take a look what option does the Blocksy have. We have Bbpress here. So normal width, narrow width, left sidebar, right sidebar, box, and nothing else. And the title. It seems to me that out of the box the Bbpress looks better on Kadence theme than with the Blocksy theme, but we'll see what happens with the single topics and archives. So this is the archive here, does not have any more options for this. Let's see what kind of options Kadence have. So forum archive, this one here. Let's open this one up, and once again the same options we had before: narrow, full width, and so on, and content style, whether it is boxed like it is right now or unboxed. Now let's take a look at the topic layout. This is a topic we have here, topic title in content or above content, like this. I really like the topic content layout. As you see, this should be the avatar and this is a text. Blocksy has the default layout which comes from the Bbpress, which looks like forums from 2010. The look is a bit outdated, but it's not the Blocksy's fault. It's because the Bbpress hasn't changed the layout and styling. Now, as you saw, if you use a Bbpress, then Kadence theme has more options to customize it. Now let's move to the Learndash. We have also Learndash up here. What kind of options do we have for Learndash in Kadence theme? So course layout, essay, groups, topic, lesson layout. And Blocksy has, well, out of the box, it does not recognize the Learndash as it does with the Bbpress. Therefore, we do not have any options for it. So basically, if you're using the Learndash, then Kadence has more options to customize it. Let's see what can we do up here. Course layout, well, basic stuff as in every custom post type. Essay, the same. Groups, also the same. Topic layout, let's see what happens if we open up one topic here. This is a topic. Lesson, well, the same options as we have for every custom post type. What else do we have here? Those are the core options. Under the general buttons, scroll to top. Let's see whether we have scroll to top up here. It is here. We can activate it, and if there is an arrow, we can customize it. So both have the scroll to top option, although it seems that Kadence has a bit more options to customize that one. Now let's take a look at the page related options with Kadence and Blocksy. At the moment I have Blocksy here. It's a about page. I'm gonna edit it. Blocksy has those page related options hidden below this B button here. click on it and you can change the elements. For example, page title, at the moment it is disabled, but you can make it custom, appear it like this or this. Here are some other options, whether it is H1 and so on, or you can inherit it from the global options. Next one, page structure, whether it's narrow, left sidebar, normal width, or right sidebar. Some design options, you can change the page background. You can enable or disable the vertical spacing, whether it is inherited from the global option or is it custom. Disabled, only bottom spacing, top spacing, or both. Content area style, again, you can inherit it or let it be wide or boxed. Now one thing for you to know. If you want to use those page-related settings, you have to have a Gutenberg activated. If you have a classic editor activated, then those options will not be visible. Now you can also disable the featured image, disable header, disable footer. Let's take a look what options the Kadence has. I have also about page here, edit page, and page-related options are under the K icon here. Sorry, under this icon, page settings icon. Transparent header, whether you want to enable or disable it. As you remember, Blocksy had this option under the customizer, but you don't have the option here. So if you want this page to have a transparent header, you have to set it up under the customizer. Kadence also have an option to enable or disable the page title. You can set the page layout, content style as Blocksy has, vertical padding, although you don't have the custom option. It is whether enabled or disabled. You can show the featured image behind the page title, and you can disable or enable the header and footer. Those are the page options. Now let's take at some extra options. If you go under the appearance and Kadence, there is only changelog and getting started, nothing else at the moment. Also, Kadence does not have any custom widgets. But if you open up the Blocksy page and open up the Blocksy plugin here, you have some extensions. For example, cookies consent, MailChimp, you have to add your API key here. I'm not gonna enable it. Trending options, widgets is already activated, and WooCommerce extra options. And go to customizer, you'll see a couple of options. Cookie consent, whether it looks like this or here at the bottom, you can design it. And trending posts, those are appearing below here. You can select whether it shows posts or products, trending conditions, and you can design that one also. If we talk about the WooCommerce extra options, then let's take a look. Let's open up the shop again. There is a quick view you see here. It is there right at the moment, but if the pro version of Blocksy comes out, then Blocksy will remove it and it will be only available for pro version. So basically you cannot count on it at the moment. And there is another option. If you open up the single page and scroll it, you'll see this floating bar here. This will also be removed to the pro version. So basically there is no extra version at the moment, which will be there in the free version in the future. Now let's go to the appearance and widgets, because Blocksy has some custom widgets. Well, there you go. This is a notification about the quick view and floating cart that will be removed. So here are the custom widgets: about me, advertisement, contact info, Facebook, quote, post, social icons. For example, about me looks like this. You can add your information here. Facebook like box, contact information like this, and so on. So those are the add-ons I wanted to show you. Now, as you saw, both of these themes are really powerful. They both have lots of features Mostly the features are similar. There are some differences. For example, if you want to use the Bbpress or Learndash, that Kadence has more options out of the box. If you want to add the value instead of sale badge on your products, then Blocksy has this option. But Kadence has some other options. For example, you can add extra information below the product. And Blocksy, you can change the size of the image and the layout of the image gallery, whether it is vertical or horizontal. Otherwise, for me, it seems that those themes are like siblings. One is a bit older, the other one is a bit younger. And if you choose one of them, then you will not be disappointed. You will be able to create a very nice looking website. If the Blocksy Pro version comes out, then I'm gonna compare the Pro version of the Kadence and Pro version of the Blocksy. So far, it seems to me that it's time to end this comparison. Now, if you find this tutorial helpful, then press thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and you will be the first to be notified about new videos.